Hey Hoopers, it is Lana May from the Dancing Bear Tribe here. I assume that you clicked on the title of this video because you're either interested in getting a smart hoop or you have a smart hoop and you're wondering what kind of controversy and waves I was gonna make with this video. I do want to put a disclaimer that this is my opinion, and I hope that there are other people out there that feel the same way or have noticed this with their flow. It was definitely not something that I directly really thought about until I started realizing that I was incorporating my patterns on my hoop with the moves that I would do, and by watching video of my performances I could see what patterns, what tracers, what different things that came up on my hoop would look better with the different tricks that I frequently use in my performances. So, smart hoops are a lot more prevalent now than ever. They have become more affordable. They're still expensive. But worth the money if you invest with the right company. I use a Hyperion. I've used a Hyperion for like 3+ years now. I do own 2 of them. I highly recommend this hoop. I have had other smart hoops. I'm not going to throw out the names, it doesn't matter, but the quality does not match up to the Hyperion. And I also enjoy the customer service, the constant updates. Like, we have Wi-Fi on Hyperions now. Like, that's gonna really step our game up in different ways by being able to do that, especially if you're a performer and use this for more than just personal use. So there are basically what I see 2 sides to the smart hooper. So on one hand, you have people that believe that unskilled hoopers can just buy a smart hoop and get gigs, look like they've practiced forever, and put on an amazing show. That's not necessarily true. Yes, anybody can take a smart hoop and move around their hands and not necessarily even be a hooper and it look beautiful, because these hoops are beautiful and the patterns are really cool to see on the hoop. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have people that believe that the patterns on these hoops outshine their actual potential or their actual talent, and distracts from what the hoopers are actually doing with their routine or in their flow, whatever the case may be. So there's 2 spectrums. Like, one, it's adding to a hooper's ability and performance by being high tech, and then on the other hand, it's taken away from a hooper's ability if they are highly skilled and people are only really paying attention to the lights. For me, I have come to the conclusion that using a smart hoop can be its own skill set. So if they're no matter what level you are, you have to have an understanding of the prop that you're using, whether it's a beginning standpoint of understanding, a medium standpoint, or you understand your prop completely and feel very confident in every way that you use it. No matter where you're at on the spectrum, you can recognize the different patterns on the hoop being a tool for you to use in your flow, use in your mindset of your flow, and use that to your advantage. So I started, as I've stated before, I started seeing this in my videos of performances specifically, because I would do the same songs in some of my performances and see how my performance looked way more advanced whenever I was paying attention to the patterns that were popping up on my hoop. And I have customize patterns for certain songs of performances that I do regularly, and I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. But for right now, I want to focus on the basic patterns and examples that I can give. So the pattern, it's like a tracing pattern. I can actually pull it up. I'm moving, so my room's a little messy. Bear with me. Haha, bear with me. Shout out to the Dancing Bear Tribe. Okay, so I am going to show you how one of these chasing patterns can be used to your advantage in your flow. So vortexes look really neat when you're going in the direction that makes the hoop look like it's moving extremely fast. So I'm ISOing it that way so you can see, but then I ISO it this way and you can see that it looks like the hoop is not moving, it's kind of floating, gives a different illusion. So I know that one way goes extremely fast, and I can use that to my advantage in some fast flow. And then I know one way gives a floating effect. So I'll probably, whenever this comes up in a shuffle or a pre-sequence that I've already have programmed to the hoop, I always make sure to give that illusion. If you're up on stage, you're going to want it to go as high as possible, depending on how far out your crowd goes. So being mindful of that this looks really neat, especially with this isolation. So regular isolation right there. So I'm kind of squatting to stay in this tiny viewfinder. It gives a really cool trippy effect, but you don't want to stay like that forever, especially if you're trying to speed up your flow. So knowing that the hoop is going to stay in a floating position, this is great for slow flow and illusion. Whenever your hoop is going super fast from this illusion of the lights going in the opposite direction, it's nice to use that. If you're breaking it up, you know one way is going to give you that illusion effect that it is a floating hoop, and then the other way is going to give you the illusion you're going super fast. And this is also shown very well through chest hooping. I'm going to try to bend over a little bit so you can see the differences in which way the pattern goes and how you can use those to your ability. So, dreads tied up in that one. Okay, yeah, you'll be able to see this pretty good. So, going that way, you have the floating illusion. Going that way, it looks like I'm going super fast. So I'm going to go back and forth so you can see the difference. Now, so this is great for slow flow and fast flow. You know that it is definitely one of the more trippier settings you can use on a smart hoop, because the ability to take advantage of the floating effect and the super fast effect of it going the opposite direction of the light spinning. Another one here, I'm actually going to go into a pre-patterned setting that was made for a song, so you'll see some lyrics pop up. So with this one, it actually has a logo that says Bongo Jack. And it's kind of bright in here, and the hoop's bright, so you might not be able to see that. But for an image like this, okay, we switch to the paw. That's my company, the Dancing Bear Tribe's logo. Like if I have it like this, yes, you can see the DBT, yes, you can see the paw, but it would be more coherent to read if I kept a horizontal image horizontal. Right now we're at just some basic little flower type. There we go, you can see it pretty good there. Like being able to do that and showing what the pattern is key to the people seeing that you have an image on your hoop. So if they can't actually see the image on your hoop, it's not really going to be as impressive to them. You know what the image is. You know that it's there. So it's not necessarily a question for you, but in their minds they might be like, what is that? Like, I wish he would slow down, or I wish he would speed up so I could actually see what that says. Switching batteries. Alright, switch my battery. Battery died. So let's see if we can catch this being this bright. Brand new batteries. The brightness is crazy. And actually sometimes, especially on video, you can see the logo and picture a lot clearer if the brightness is turned down. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. See if that helps. Yeah, so we have an ohm symbol right there, and me just going like this, you don't know what it is. I know what it is, so I think that you know what it is on stage, but realistically you don't. Going like this, where these horizontal planes are again, with horizontal patterns, is good. This one isn't exactly a specific picture, so moves like this will also showcase that picture pretty well. Right now we're back at the dancing bear tripod, going in motions that stay more on the horizontal plane is going to make you see this better versus going like this and trying to get somebody to read that. Right now we have the Ninja Turtles on there. With this pattern, I'm not going to want to just hoop on my waist as fast as I can. With any type of horizontal picture or even parallel, you want to kind of slow it down so people can see what it is. If that's one of your goals, is for people to actually see the patterns. Like right now it says Feed the Flame. This goes along with Feed the Flame by Bongo Jack vs. Loop Machine. I want you to see those lyrics, so I'm going to do moves like this that are slow and kind of give you more of the ability to read. And with the Hyperion, you do have the ability to change rotation of text and spinning things on it. I just like it to be a horizontal line of text. It's easier for me to be able to manipulate the way that looks. Here's another picture. Okay, we've changed. This is just some flames. Like, this is going to make the flames look a little bit more flamey, if you will. Okay, here's words again. So, going like this, you can read it a lot better versus something like that. Right, we're back to the flames again. So, also moves like this for for images that don't need to be seen one way or the other. Here's another text. This is my name. I'm not going to want to go like this because it's going to be hard for them to read it versus doing something like that. So, whenever I perform this sequence, I have in mind what these patterns are, when they're going to come up, and what moves look the best for the image to be seen and for trippy illusion patterns to be seen as well. So if you know what you got to work with and have that in your mind, and you know what you want your audience to see, having a tool like this is imperative, especially if hooping is something that you build a career off of. There's those turtles, you can see them. Sorry for being weird. I'm just put a lot of thought into this and wondered if there was anybody else out there that kind of like thought about this how I do, or have tried to tailor their performances to cater to the abilities that they have, being able to sync up with the patterns. So, if you are curious to learn more techniques that I use and go into more depth about these things, I would love to talk to you. I can answer any questions. I've been working since 5 a.m. this morning and I'm super tired, but I just wanted to get this out there, kind of start conversation, see what other hoopers do to accentuate their flow. This, like I said, this is my opinion. This is from my personal experience. I've been hooping since 2010. So, like, I feel like I do have a pretty good grasp on what works well for my performances. So, I would love to hear any tips that any of you guys have, or any experiences that you guys have had. Yeah, I want to connect. I want to share these thoughts that I have and put them out there to people who might need to hear them or are curious about something that might just click when you hear me rambling on. So yeah, definitely check out some more of my videos. I plan to be making more videos where it's just kind of a personal setting of us chatting. I do live with Tribe on my Facebook with my hoop troop, and we do all kinds of tutorials, so check that out if you have not. It's a lot of fun, and we do, and like, if you're on the video while we're live, we answer questions and try to do tutorials on the spot for you. So definitely stay in tune with the Dancing Bear Tribe. Our website is www.thedancingbeartribe.com, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, probably a few other places if you look. So with that being said, happy hooping.